Right, let me ask you a question. If someone came to you and said, what's a good financial setup actually look like? What would you say? Because social media will tell you that you need to have 6 properties, you need to have a crypto portfolio, you need to be wearing a Rolex, and you need to be standing in front of a Lamborghini when you're telling everyone you've got all these things. Okay, most normal people are sat there thinking, I'd just like to stop worrying every time my car makes a strange noise. Okay, and honestly, that's probably a much healthier goal to have than the others. If I was sitting with you in a cafe, in a pub, wherever, okay, as friends, and you asked me what good looks like financially, here's roughly what I would say to you. So first up, an emergency fund. Okay, life has a funny habit of throwing expensive surprises at us. Okay, the boiler breaks, the car fails its MOT, the dog decides to eat something that it shouldn't do, right? Something always happens. And for a lot of households, I think having around about £10,000 set aside is a really good target to have. Not because it's a cool number, but because it's enough to deal with most of life's annoying surprises without reaching for a credit card or getting into debt. Okay, now before anyone panics, if you've saved up £500, brilliant. If you've saved up £2,000, excellent. Okay, this isn't about judgment here. It's about knowing where the finish line is. Okay, don't if you're not quite there yet, don't be disappointed. And the second thing to think about is protection. Now, this is the least exciting financial product in the world. I think I've said it in other videos before. Okay, nobody wakes up in the morning saying, do you know what, I'd love some income protection today. Cool, I'll give you some of that. Yeah, but if your income disappeared tomorrow because of illness, because of injury, what would happen? What would happen to you and your family? Okay, that's why protection exists. Not because it's exciting, because life can be unpredictable. Okay, a good financial setup usually has some sort of safety net in place for if things go wrong. Okay, next up, let's have a look at your workplace benefits. And honestly, most people completely ignore these. Take half an hour and find out what your employer actually offers. Okay, you might have pension matching in place. They may give you some life insurance, some private medical cover, some discounted scheme, extra sick pay, whatever the case may be. Have a look. So I've met people who've worked somewhere for years and they have no idea what benefits they have available to them, some really good ones. Okay, it's a bit like finding money in a coat pocket that you completely forgot about. Okay. Then let's talk about pensions. So if your employer is matching your contributions, that's usually one of the best returns you'll ever get. It's effectively free money from your employer. And if you can afford to contribute a little bit extra yourself over the years, your future self will be very grateful that you've done that. Okay, now let's have a little chat about investing. And no, I don't mean finding the next hot stock that someone on TikTok is shouting about. Slightly more boring, regular, monthly investing into something sensible. For example, through an ISA, because it's quite tax efficient to do that. Okay, the exciting bit isn't what happens this month and what happens next month. The exciting bit is what happens over the next 5, 10, 20 years. Okay, it might feel a little bit boring while you're doing it because it's not going up, down, okay, but it's extremely powerful when you look back over the years and see how much the compound interest and your investment has gone. Okay, finally, let's talk about a mortgage if you've got one. Okay, overpaying can be worth considering. Okay, not because you have to, not because everyone should, but because every pound you pay off today is a pound that isn't charging you interest in the future. It's one of those things that can quietly save you thousands of pounds over time. Okay, so when you put all of this together, so a decent emergency fund, protection in place, making the most of your workplace benefits, contributing towards retirement, okay, investing regularly, and maybe overpaying your mortgage if you can. To me, that's roughly what good looks like. Now here's the important thing, very few people have all of this sorted, seriously, almost nobody. Okay, most people are somewhere along the journey, here or there. Okay, don't use this as a list to beat yourself up about, please don't. Just use it as a bit of a checklist, something to gradually work towards. Because financial confidence doesn't come from being perfect. Okay, it comes from knowing you're making progress slowly. Okay, and if you're moving forward, even if it is slow, if you're moving forward, you're probably doing much better than you think.